Okay, welcome everyone. Really excited that we have Martin and Matt joining us today for the Pangeo Showcase. Martin works at Quantstack in Paris, France as a scientific software engineer. He previously worked at Enthought and LogiLab, and he studied at Supero Aerospace Engineering School. And as part of Martin's work at Quantstack, he contributes to multiple open source software projects, mostly in Python, C++, TypeScript, and JavaScript mainly works around the Jupyter ecosystem. And Matt Fisher is a research software engineer at the Eric and Wendy Schmidt Center for Data Science and Environment at UC Berkeley. And he's passionate about open science and open source software, inclusive and welcoming communities, Earth's climate, tinkering, and music. And he previously was at the National Snow and Ice Data Center, or NSIDC, and has worked with Openscapes and the Carpentries. And I am really thrilled they accepted my invitation to talk to us about GeoJupyter and JupyterGIS. Thank you so much for being here, and please go ahead.
Okay, so I will share my screen and start directly straight into the demo. So we we've been working for the past 6 months or something on JupyterGIS, which is a tool to do collaborative editing around GIS sessions directly into Jupyter. So when you install JupyterGIS, you get a JupyterLab extension. So it extends the capabilities of JupyterLab and it uses the existing JupyterLab capabilities to provide commands um, like having access to the files directly, being able to do complicated layouts, and getting collaborative editing almost for free. So when you install it, you get a new launcher button here that allows you to create a new session, which is of course empty when you create it. And you have buttons on the left and on the right that I will demo later. So what we really want is to provide a similar experience as QGIS, but completely collaborative and closer to Jupyter and to the notebook and the Python libraries that you love and that you use every day. So yeah, I get an empty document. I can, for example, open. I have a nice toolbar here that allows me to add new layers on my map. So if I click here, I have a small gallery. I can select a background. Then you can we support, like for now we support the basic layers you expect. So you can add images, you can load tile layers like the one I just loaded. We support cloud optimized GeoTIFF, and we support some vector type layers like GeoJSON and shapefile. So if I load a GeoJSON, I can select a file from the JupyterLab server. So this file, for example, has earthquakes data. So let's name it earthquakes. Okay. So as you can see, it shows on the map, and then on the left panel, I can see the list of layers I created. So I can hide them, I can reorder them. So of course, the earthquakes doesn't show anymore if it's under the tile layer. And then I can change the opacity. Is there a way? Yeah. Okay. I can change the opacity of the vector layer, if that makes sense for me. Things like that. I loaded from the Jupyter server, but you could enter an external URL if you need it. Then we want to provide tools to analyze your data, to style them differently, to process them. So we have a symbology panel really similar to what QGIS provides. Of course, we don't have all the features, but it's coming. And so let's say I want to use a color map on my earthquakes data based off the magnitude. I can just do that. Now we also provide, this is new, we start providing processing tools using GDAL. So for now we just have buffer, but I guess it will be kind of quick to add new functionalities because GDAL offers what we need. So it's really easy to add new functionalities. So if I buffer the earthquakes data, yep, that works. What else? I should be quick because it's like 15 minutes. This data set here is temporal, so I can make a nice animation if I want of, oh, I selected the wrong one. I can make a nice animation of the earthquakes data. So yeah, like fancy stuff. We have an identify tool that allows you to identify features in your GeoJSON, and they get listed here. And yeah, we have a Python API also. So it's important to us to be able to interact with the file using Python. I'll get back to it later, but like you interact with that session really the same way you would interact from the UI. So you can add layers from Python. You can load your data in Python and then add them to the map if you want using the Python APIs. And this will get saved in the file you loaded automatically. And that's it. And we have QGIS file support. This is important to us. Well, when I say we have QGIS file support, it's really, for now, it's not full support, of course, because QGIS has a lot of capabilities that we don't have yet. But you can double click on a QGIS file from JupyterLab, and it just opens automatically with JupyterGIS. And you have the same features. You can edit the symbology of your layers. So here it's a cloud optimized geotiff. I can change the color map, and it just works. Selecting the right band I want. And we have also multi-band symbology. So yeah, and this is all, I said it was collaborative, so it's important that I get to this. Let me just open the same server, but on another browser. I'll just pretend I'm another person getting to that deployment. So as you can see, hopefully it's not too small, but so the person on the right is AC, the person on the left is AS. So they are both on the same deployment. Actually, you can see it in Jupyter looking at the collaborators panel, and you can see that the person on the left has opened all those files. You can actually join them. So let's, for example, join on that untitled 2.gis that I created. So I could, the person on the right can change, for example, the symbology of the vector layer, and this will reflect for the person on the right, on the left, sorry. So we are both working on the same session collaboratively, like really similar to what you'd expect with Google Colab. And I hope you can see it, but the person on the left is on the right is actually seeing the cursor of the person on the left, and we have a follow mode that allows you to follow people. So for example, if I click here, now the person on the right is following the person on the left. So you could see what the person is looking at, what they want to interact with. And you can also see the tool, sorry, the features they are identifying. They will get listed here. So whenever the person on the left selects some new features, the person on the right actually sees the features that are getting identified. And I've been showing the Python interface that we have. Actually, the Python interface is really just like another collaborator working on the same file at the same time and changing the layers, properties, adding layers, removing layers. It's really just like another collaborator. It's the same. And yeah, maybe I can leave the floor to Matt. Matt, please tell me if I forgot something really important to show or tell.
Annotations? Do you want to show annotations real quick?
Yeah, annotations. So right now we have a way to add annotations, and it's also collaborative. So yes, you need to right click here on the map, add annotation. Uh, I love this feature. I don't know, something like that. And then the person on the right get the list of annotations here, and they can just click on focus on that annotation to see where it is and respond. So, well, I don't know if you would use annotations like that, but you could really annotate your map collaboratively, and people can add comments, and once you're done, you can remove it, and and it's easy to get back to it with that focus button that we have. And we would also love to work on suggestions features. So it's not something I can demo because we've not done it yet, but we can really see a future where you would make a suggestion to change the color map of the layer, and the suggestion would be visible using like a split map. You would split the map in two, seeing on the left the before the suggestion and on the right after applying the suggestion, and you could compare and then accept people's suggestions. But
We were
it's
also, sorry, go ahead, Martin.
yeah, go ahead. I'm done.
Okay, we were also thinking about maybe that suggestion feature could be implemented kind of like leaf map with like the swipey left to right bar where you can swipe between the two suggestions on the same map.
So at
Okay,
Quant, we actually have been working on another project that is really close, which is JupyterCAD. So JupyterCAD is a tool to collaboratively edit 3D shapes in Jupyter. And we do have that suggestion feature with that um, slider you can move to compare the 3D view before and after. And Matt, I let you speak now.
cool. Is it all right if I take over the screen share? Thank you. Thanks so much, Martin. I'm just going to briefly talk about GeoJupyter, which is the community in which we're developing JupyterGIS. So GeoJupyter, we are just getting started with this over the last 3-4 months. So far, we've got a lot of partners. Our flagship project, of course, is JupyterGIS. We're doing hackathons and community meetings, and we're doing interviews. So if you're interested in getting involved, the best place to start is our website, geojupyter.org. Under geojupyter.org, we've got a calendar here up at the top nav, and there you can find our weekly catch-up meetings. These are like stand-ups. These are very task-focused. So if you join, we're probably not going to have time to do introductions because we're focusing on getting through those tasks. Those are every week, except for the weeks where we have core community meetings. Anybody can join these. This is a place where you can get to meet people. They happen every month. So if you're new, you want to learn how to get involved, please join these meetings. We also have hackathons. We just had one today, right before this meeting. Those happen every 2 weeks. Right now they're at 8 o'clock a.m. Mountain Time. but we're thinking about adding more times to make this more accessible to folks, especially on the West Coast, where that's 7 o'clock. So if you've got thoughts about when you'd like to see that, please let us know. We have a blog where we're posting all of our community meeting notes, all of our announcements and stuff. You can subscribe to the blog with RSS. You can change the categories you're looking at. So if you want to see just the hackathon notes, you can browse by category. And interviews, it's another nav item up here. We're really interested in getting your opinions. So if you'd like to sign up for an interview, we have a little booking page here. There we go. This will book you an interview on my calendar. We prefer to record those for posterity, but we don't release those recordings. We just use them for internal reference and for deriving insights. And finally, we have a chat space, and that's Zulip. Let me bring Zulip over. I might not have Zulip open. There we go. So Zulip is a lot like Slack, except that there are topics for everything. Everything's a thread, but they call them topics, and topics have names, and you can subscribe or unsubscribe to topics. So we're in the Jupyter Zulip. You can find the link to our Zulip here at this little Z icon at the top right of our website. And within the Jupyter Zulip, we have a GeoJupyter channel. And just real quick, one of my favorite things about Zulip, aside from everything as a thread with a name, is that you can make your channels publicly viewable. So you can view everything that's going on here in our GeoJupyter chat without signing up, but we'd love if you would sign up and join us. I think that's all I got.